Hi BookTube! I'm here with my August TBR. It is quite an ambitious TBR, but we'll see. I've been in a really good reading mood lately, so yeah. First off, I want to read Gardens of the Moon. This is the first book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series by Steven Erikson. I just keep hearing about this book and how it is one of the best fantasy books of all time, so I have to give it a go. So far, I've read quite a bit of it because it just sucked me right in. So far, I am realizing a lot of the commentary is true, that it doesn't tell you anything. It just kind of like takes you and drops you into the world, and you have to kind of pick things up as you go along, which is really keeping me interested because I want to know more, so you just keep reading instead of getting told everything. Then I want to read Except the Dying by Maureen Jennings, and this is a Canadian novel about one of my all-time favorite TV shows, Murdoch Mysteries. So this is the first book in the series. I've never read it, and I think it's probably about time because I'm absolutely obsessed with the series, TV series. It's about a detective in early 1900s Toronto, and there's a female coroner, and he is really inventive. He's kind of like Sherlock Holmes meets Tesla. Actually, in the TV show, he actually meets Tesla, and Arthur Conan Doyle, and a man who believes he's Sherlock Holmes. So it's really cool. The TV show is really cool. Hopefully the book is really cool as well. I also want to read The Painted Bird by Jerzy Kosinski. I've talked about this book before, but I've never actually read it. I've read excerpts from it, but I've never read the whole book. And this is about a young boy who is wandering through Europe during the time of the Holocaust and the Holodomor and World War II. So it's going to be really kind of interesting to see his experiences. And it's definitely not like The Book Thief. It's definitely not YA content. It is very quite graphic and disturbing. I also want to read The Unlikely Ones by Mary Brown, which is an obscure book from the 1980s. It's a fantasy book that I read when I was 16 and really loved it. I haven't read it since, so I'm rereading it. This is an adventure story which features a young girl who believes she's so ugly she has to go around wearing a mask, and she's been kind of cursed by this witch. Her and her animal companions are cursed by a witch. What the witch has done is taken gems and put them somewhere on their body and curse them so that it hurts them. Next is The Lathe of Heaven by Ursula K. Le Guin. Do I have to say any more than besides it's Ursula K. Le Guin? I mean, she's awesome. This is about a man who dreams things into real life, whose dreams affect the world, the physical world around him. I also want to read Dramaturges of Yuan by John Brunner. I've loved everything I read by John Brunner, and this one's been on my radar for a while. It's about this great dramatist who travels from planet to planet pitting on plays, and he goes to this one planet where everything seems very quite peaceful and everything, and stirs up some trouble. I also want to read Cry, the Beloved Country by Alan Paton. This is a South African classic about apartheid. And this was written in 1948, so it's an earlier look at apartheid. I also want to read Dawn by Octavia Butler, and this is the first book in the Xenogenesis series. This is about a situation where the Earth and the people on Earth are about to be wiped out, and an alien race comes and says, listen, we can save Earth, and we can save you, but we want to interbreed with you, which is a concept I haven't encountered in science fiction before, but seems like a really cool concept. I also want to read Mist, the Book of Atris. This is by Rand Miller, Robin Miller, and David Wingrove. And I don't know if you guys remember the Mist game. I think it was only on PC. The concept of the game was that you're reading a book and you literally fall into the world of the book. And you discover in that world that there's two brothers who are each accusing each other of murdering their father. And throughout the game you notice that there's more books that you can go into to explore different worlds. This book acts as a prequel to that, and it's the book of the father, Atris. And he's making these books that can take you literally into other worlds. So really cool. I loved the game Myst when I was younger. And I want to read a new release, which is kind of odd for me, but I keep hearing about this book, and Big Al Books, her video really made me want to read this. It's There by Tommy Orange, which is a book about the Indigenous people of Canada, a fictional book. So I'm really looking forward to that. And lastly, I have Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick, which is an interesting concept. It's an alternative history about what would happen if Japan and Germany took over the US during World War II, and you know, the culture, how the culture and everything would change. So yeah, that's what I plan on reading in August. Let me know which book you're most looking forward to reading this month, and thank you for watching.